We thought we're done making videos on latest updates in Australia. Now there were so many news updates in this week, we have to cover it in today's video. So without wasting any time, let's go straight to the news topics. The first one is international students are now allowed to work unlimited hours in Australia. Now this news came up last week, but there was some confusion in regards to if the students are allowed to work in some industries or all. So it was updated on Department of Home Affairs website this week that international students are now allowed to work unlimited hours in any industry in Australia. So regardless of the industry you're working in, you're now allowed to work unlimited hours even while you're still studying. There were already some industries that were included last year where international students can work more than 40 hours per fortnight. That included industries like agriculture, aged care, healthcare, disability, tourism and hospitality, and sometimes supermarkets. But now the industry limits are removed, so anyone working in any industry can work unlimited hours. The usual visa condition is that international students need to abide by 40 hours per fortnight work limit when their study is in session, and they can work unlimited hours during the holidays. But this temporary change came into effect because of the increase in the Omicron cases in Australia. There is a huge staff shortage in Australia at the moment due to many people have to isolate with this Omicron variant of COVID-19. So to relieve this workforce shortages, government has taken this step. And not only students are allowed to work unlimited hours, they can even start working in before their course commences. Usually another student visa condition is that you can't start working before your course actually starts. But now this condition has been removed. So if you have just arrived in Australia or you're arriving soon in Australia and your course will commence, let's say in February, March or later on, you can start working without needing to wait for your course to start. So that's another positive news for international students. And this includes the secondary applicants as well. So if you are bringing any other applicant or your spouse along with you, they can also start working before your course commences. Please note that this is only a temporary change and it will be reviewed in April 2022. So if the situation gets better by April, the government might bring back those restrictions. So make sure to keep an eye out on Department of Home Affairs website for any changes. The second major news is regarding the visa fee rebates for international students. So on 19th of January 2022, Prime Minister Scott Morrison announced that they will be rebating visa application fee for international students and working holiday makers. So any international students arriving on 19th of January 2022 or for the next 8 weeks after that will get their visa application fee refunded to them. Again, another step by the government to address the workforce shortages in Australia. So the Australian government is encouraging international students to come back to Australia for the start of the academic year. But if you come within this time frame, you will also get your visa application fee refunded. So the questions in many students' mind will be, how will I get this fee refunded? At the time of shooting this video, we are still waiting for an update on Department of Home Affairs website for this. So we will keep you posted as soon as we have a further update on how you can claim or how you can get a rebate on your student visa fee. Currently, the student visa application fee is around $630. If you're considering to study in Australia, this is a pretty good time as you will save some money for your student visa application fee. And it will cost around $55 million to Australian government. And for those students who will need to extend their visas because their study was impacted during these COVID times, so anyone who have got a visa on or after 1st of February 2020 and you would need to extend your student visa for completing your studies, there won't be any charges for the extensions of those student visas. This was already cleared by the government a while back. So the next update is regarding the visa extensions for temporary graduate visa holders. The temporary graduate visa holders were quite in a dilemma whether they will be able to come and apply for any extensions. Now the government has cleared that starting 18th of February 2022, temporary graduate visa holders will be allowed to re-enter Australia and apply for a further stay. So the visas will be extended for the graduates who were outside of Australia at any time between 1st of February 2020 and 14th of December 2021. obviously while they held a valid temporary graduate visa. Now, the Department of Home Affairs will directly notify these graduate visa holders. These changes will allow temporary graduate visa holders to arrive in Australia as soon as possible, before the much anticipated changes that will come into effect from 1st of July 2022 that will provide a further visa extension options for these graduates. The next big update is in regards to the quarantine-free travel to Queensland. So the Queensland Premier announced that from 22nd of January 2022, approved international travellers, that includes international students, can arrive into Queensland without needing to do a 14-day mandatory quarantine. So if you are fully vaccinated and you meet all other requirements set out by the Australian government, you can arrive in Queensland without needing to do quarantine. So international students who will be arriving in Queensland from 22nd of January will require to undertake a rapid antigen test within 24 hours of their arrival. You only need to isolate until you get a negative result of this rapid antigen test, and you can leave your isolation once you get your negative result. Again, a very positive news for international students who are going to study in Queensland. And last but not the least is Western Australia has delayed the border reopening. So the Western Australian government announced in the past that they will be reopening their border on 5th of February 2022. But on 20th of January 2022, the Western Australian Premier announced that they will not be reopening their borders on 5th of February. And this date has been pushed back, and there is no confirmation on when the Western Australian borders will reopen. There will be few people who will be getting exemptions for entering into Western Australia from 5th of February, but as per the update, international students won't be allowed to enter into Western Australia from 5th of February onwards. And there is no confirmation of when the Western Australian borders will reopen. So this is a huge setback for the international students who were planning to study in Western Australia from February 2022. All the links we have used for our research for this video will be in the description below. And we would love to hear your thoughts on these news updates as well. Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, if you do find any value, please make sure to share it with your friends as well. And thanks for watching. See you in the next one.